Welcome back, everyone, to the part two of our podcast with myself and Mr. JB. As you guys can see on the screen here, we are gonna do a Premier League season review in a tier list maker format. Now, how is this gonna go? Basically, it's like last season where we actually did. We're gonna grade all of these teams, uh, basically the current team below here, and see where can we put them and judge them based on their season compared to the previous season. Now, yes, we can make an argue or case for other competitions like maybe Champions League, Europa, FA Cup, maybe Carabao. But if we're talking about league, because as you guys can see, all the 20 Premier League teams, not all of the team compete in all the different competitions. So we're gonna strictly try our best to be as league objective as possible to see how we can put this together. Mr. JB, are you okay with this tier list bracket I've created? Because there's 5 over here. We have an amazing season, great season,
Yeah.
good season,
Yep.
average season, and poor season. So
Mhm.
do you have a rough, clear idea of who to put where and all? Can we actually, I don't know, cooperate one another here?
Yeah, we'll see, we'll see. I don't see us differing, but yeah, um, I'm actually excited, looking forward to it. Yeah, let's go.
All right. So again, just like last season, I'm gonna do this first. Let's
Mhm.
just put this out of the way. Man City, it's amazing, isn't it? Because 4 wins, 4 league win titles in a row. If that's not amazing, I don't know what is. I think we both can agree on
Well, I wanted to disagree, but yeah,
that.
but I mean, but you kind of put it pretty nicely. I
Yeah.
think how many games did they lose? I think only two or three,
They
probably.
lost only 3 this season.
There you go. There you go. So
Last season they only have 89 points. This season they have 91. So
there you go, man. I mean, stats don't lie. So yeah, amazing,
yeah,
amazing.
the fact that they have
We agree on that.
consistently do that, that is amazing on its own. So now
Yeah,
we
that's
can
true.
start on alphabetical order. We have Arsenal. Now, of course, if I were to compare from last season, because last season Arsenal was, I believe, 84 points or 85. And this
Mm-hmm.
season we were 89 points, which is better than last season. But just like last season, I put Arsenal as great season because again, we were in a situation where we could have get the league and kind of like you know uh get the advantage towards us. We could have actually pulled off the upset to stop the Man City dominance, but we didn't, as what everyone has expected it. Yeah, we bottled it, I guess, in a way. So I'm just gonna put it as great, just like how we did last season. I don't think I'm gonna put myself as amazing there. But would you agree?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I would say, yeah. I mean, but you guys finished the same as for last season, right?
Yes, we did finish the same as last season, but better
Yeah.
points.
So,
Better points.
yeah, exactly. Better points. I think more
Yeah.
goals scored probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say great for now. Although, I just wanted to put as good, but yeah,
Oh,
but I guess, yeah, but I guess, as you said, more points and more goals scored and all that. So, yeah, probably,
yeah.
probably
I
I'll
mean, similarly to
agree on
Man
that.
City, because honestly, we kind of know that they're gonna win, but it's just
Yeah,
how dominant are they? And
true.
Man City being Man City, for some reason, whether they're gonna start first or start second or third, they are always gonna end up being first. So, but
Yep.
for Arsenal, we just maintain and consistent. So I just thought last season we put as great. This season, yeah, I can push, I can try for good or great, but I'm gonna maintain great for now.
Okay.
Maybe biasness, who knows? But people in the comment may let us know. All right,
Mhm.
next up, Aston Villa. Now, this time I will let you say first because Arsenal, I've said for my piece. So Aston Villa, what would you make?
Hmm. I would say great. No, no. You know
Really?
what? Amazing, amazing, amazing.
Yes,
Let's put
that's
it.
what I was
Let's put
about
it
to
up there.
say. When
Yeah.
last
Let's put
season
it
they
up there.
finished 7 and now they finish fourth. Now that's a proper upgrade right there.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that they scored like like what, like 70 over goals.
Yeah,
That's
over
quite.
70 goals total.
Yeah. That's quite impressive. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
would say, yeah, amazing, amazing for that. Yeah.
All right.
They finish higher than Man United, so
I
they should be.
mean,
Yeah, they
higher than
should.
Man
They should.
United is one, but way higher. That's also another one.
Oh, come on. Yeah, rub it in.
Okay, I'm sorry. All right, next we have Bournemouth, who, yes, I did predict them to relegate, but they finished 12th. And in the last season, I believe, they finished 15, and this time they finished 12th. 3 position higher than what they were.
Yeah,
Would you would you push
I
for
would say
great
great.
or would I say good?
I would say, mm, God,
Hmm.
I would say great because they won Man United, isn't
Oh, come on. Anybody can win Man United now.
it? Nah, but not Bournemouth though, right? So come on.
So what? You're gonna put him as great?
Yeah. I think, I think they deserve a grade at least for now, because
Okay. Okay.
yeah, at least for now.
All right. Great for now. Now,
Yep.
next up, we have Brentford. Now, Brentford, I think, is a contender to be the first poor one or average. But I'm gonna put poor, and hear me out why.
Hmm.
Last season, they finished 9. The season before that, they also finished top 10. And this is the
Okay.
first time that they drop off that low, not close to the relegation enough, but 16th. And to be fair, yes, not as bad as Nottingham Forest and the 3 new promoted team. But for you to finish below Everton, who has 8 points deduction, by the way,
Yeah.
for you to finish below a team who has minus points on admin, you know, that is a poor season now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. I think I think the way you put it, yeah, it is quite poor from them. I expected them to be at least,
But the thing is that we know why it's poor because Ivan Tony was away for half of the season, which we all know why.
hmm
And like
right.
only when he come back, where people thought like, okay, he's gonna come in, he's gonna start scoring and all that. He did score when on his first return, and then the score kind of dried up. Everything kind of dried up, and then Brentford
Yeah,
looked like they were scrambling for points at some point. It
that's right.
is it is struggling for them from the looks of it, and I think, next season is going to be a concern for them, depending on how their transfers.
Yeah, true. I mean, I have to agree with you on that part. Yeah, I think it is pretty worrying. Yeah,
All right.
so
All
we'll see
right.
how it goes.
All right. Next up, Brighton. And I'll let you go first again on this one as we go turn by turn.
Uh,
You predicted Brighton to finish 6, I believe.
mhm.
And they finished 11. What would you make? And
But
if we
still,
if we talk about last season, I think last season they finished what? 7? No, 6. They
yeah,
finished 6
yeah,
actually. Yeah. So last
yeah.
season they finished 6, this season they finished 11. Where would you put him?
Wow. Yeah, I would say, average. I would say average.
Average?
Yeah, yeah, I would say average. I mean, the fact that they
Does
still finish
yeah. It does feel like
above,
a every season, but it can
yeah,
go for poor though. But
yeah, I can. But I mean, come on, if you finish above the likes of Fulham, Wolves, and Everton, come on, you
yeah,
deserve
I
some. You
mean,
deserve some.
yeah, I guess so. I guess. All right, next up, Burnley is gonna be my turn to start, and I think it's clear and obvious. I'm gonna put here poor. I think a lot of people had high expectations of Vincent Company to lead this team to escape relegation, but I think compare out of the 3 new promoted team, I'm more convinced of Luton more than Burnley. And Sheffield United, of course, I'm sorry, Sheffield United is. We'll talk about it in a while, but yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not convinced at all with Vincent Company's Burnley. But do you have anything to add for Burnley?
Nah, I think you kind of sum it up there. We expected them
Mm-hmm.
to at least put up a better fight. You know,
Yeah,
I mean, of course, positions aside, but at least put up a little bit of that challenge.
yeah,
Uh,
but
yeah.
no, there
Although,
wasn't any
yeah,
challenge at all. No.
yep. There wasn't any challenge. Yeah, but it is what it is. So
Yeah.
a poor one for them. Yeah.
All right. Next up is Chelsea. You will go first, Mr. JB. Where will you put Chelsea, who finished
Wow,
12 last
Chelsea.
season, and then finish sixth this season, I think we can make a case for either here or here, isn't it?
Nah, I actually wanted to put them as average, but
Really?
yeah,
Going
yeah.
from
But
12 to 6
y-
in a new manager Pochettino first season.
yeah. But end up, I think they're just good. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Okay. A good season, I guess.
Yeah, I
I
don't
mean,
think I
okay,
don't
I
think
can understand where you're coming from
yeah,
because
yeah.
the amount of
It's a good
signing they
season.
make, Pochettino is an experienced
Yes,
manager in EPL, so expectations are known to be high.
that's
And
right. That's right.
and
And
definitely
again,
they have to do better than what they was last season, 12, which is a bit of a no-brainer there. But it's just
yeah,
how
that's right.
good they are is something. And I think they have a decent or good season, I would say, yeah.
Yeah, and how many of their decent signing even showed up? Like probably
Um,
just Cole
Cole
Palmer.
Palmer.
You know,
Cole
that's
Palmer
about
is
it.
the only
That's about
one, I
it.
would say.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? He almost like single-handedly carried the whole team. So the
Yeah,
only reason why I give them good is probably because their last 10 games or 7 8 games where they kind of pick up a string of wins and climb up a few spots because before that I think at one point they were like 10 or ninth or something. So yeah, so I'll give them good.
all right, all right. Next up is Crystal Palace, and I'll get to go first.
Oh man,
Yes.
man,
I'm
man, you better
actually gonna
you better
put
give them
it good season here.
good. Nah, come on, I gotta
No,
disagree, man.
listen. Here's why. Yes. If you talk about when Oliver Glasner comes in, amazing. I'll put them on top. If it's just Glasner himself, if you talk about that result alone, amazing. He changed so much in Crystal Palace that I actually enjoy watching Crystal Palace play. But you have to remember the first half of the season was Roy Hodgson. What, did people forget about that? You know? Like when Roy Hodgson, okay, because you have to look at the overall thing. Last season they finished 11. This season they finished 10, which is just around there, which is where they were. So I am tempted to put a grade like Bournemouth, who has improved, and Oliver Glasner did really well. But I'm tempted to put good, just better than Chelsea in a way, because Chelsea are expected, Crystal Palace is not expected to have a good season under Roy
Yeah,
Hodgson.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah, under Roy
That's
Hodgson.
true.
But
I can
when
I can
Oliver
agree with
Glasner
you.
comes in, yeah, their form is like Man City form. But I don't
Yeah,
know. What
I
will
can
you
agree
make of
with it.
it? Should I push for grade or are you okay with this?
Yeah, I'm okay with good. Yeah, I think had they gotten you know the manager at the right time, I think they
Yeah.
might they
I,
might
I
they,
honestly
they might
believe
pull off a
if
surprise.
Crystal Palace get Glasner in the start of the season, they would have got the top six with that
Yeah,
form
they
that
might,
they have.
they
Yeah.
might, they might, they might. Yeah, they might. So yeah, I mean, other than that, yeah, I agree with you on the on good for now
Yeah,
for Palace.
I mean, you made people may disagree, but you have to understand Roy Hodgson was the manager at one point of time, and they were in a horrible run under Roy Hodgson before he,
Yeah,
well, unfortunately, so-called fired him while he's sick, or just let him quit because he's sick, which is a disgusting move to do. But anyway,
yes,
Glasner was a great appointment for them.
yep.
Next up is Everton. Mr. JB, where will you put them? Despite their 8 points deduction, they finished 15
Man, I
compared
would
to
say
last
good.
season when they finished
Yeah,
17 without points deduction.
yeah, exactly. I would say good. All right, because I think if it
Higher
wasn't
than
for the
Chelsea?
point deduction, uh, yeah. I'll put them higher than Chelsea.
Okay.
Uh, no. You know what? Let's put them higher than both Chelsea and Crystal Palace because
Wow.
for a team to get the points deducted, it's never easy, right?
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you all of a sudden end up in the relegation battle, and then you gotta push for it and hustle and bustle.
Yeah.
Although I kind of feel that yeah, they have to do better as well collectively, but given the circumstances that they are, yeah, I would say pretty good, pretty good, really pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, it is a
Yeah,
good season because actually,
credit
without the
to
points
who? Sean
deduction,
Dykes, is it? Yeah.
yeah, if without the points deduction, they would have been
Mm-hmm.
same points with Brighton and Bournemouth, 11, 12 around there.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
it's could it be worse? But with the points deduction, it's a good season. We'll give it a look. Though I'm tempted to put Crystal Palace as above, but well, it's okay. Well, I mean, it's situational. So, given the
Mhm.
situation, I think Everton did well. Next up
Yeah.
is Fulham, and it's my turn for this. I'm actually gonna say they have an average season, and I think they would have gotten a good season had they kept Mitrovic, but they failed to do that, and clearly they struggle without Mitrovic, despite signing like Raul Jimenez, and I believe in the second half of the season they did better. I think Rodrigo Muniz started to score some goals, a new signing and all that, which is like very, very, very interesting mix of a season. But I'm actually gonna put them as average because I think what was their last season finish? Their last season they finished 10, yeah. So they went down lower a bit. Tempted to put poor, but I think average is kind of like what their squad is at the moment. When we see the moment they do have Mitrovic, we know that they're gonna be average. So yeah. Do you agree?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I agree with that. Definitely just, bang average.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, that's where they are, really.
Yeah. All right, next
Yeah.
up, Liverpool, Mr. JV is your turn. Oh, it seems like you're getting all the controversial
Come on.
teams. So Liverpool, who
Liverpool.
finished fifth last season and finished third in Jurgen Klopp's final season as Liverpool manager. Where will you put Liverpool?
Man, I wanted to put good or average, to be honest. It's either good or
Really?
average. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, it is. It is what it is. It's either good or
Um,
average.
I'm sorry. I'm actually gonna put great.
What? Come
Okay,
on.
okay. Here's why. Here's why. Okay, okay. Let me
Come
just put it there first. I'm not gonna hold it. You have to realize Liverpool was or were in a title race up to like match week 30 of onwards. They were still in the top three fighting for the title. You remember that, right? There was at one
Yeah.
point I thought it was a three-way race until yes, the last 7 8 games they drop off, getting some draws here and there and loss. And and then yeah, they are out of the title race. So, for the last season of Jurgen Klopp, of course, we kind of expected better. I can understand why if you want to put him as just good, but they were in a title race, which is something, I guess. Is it expected? You never even put Liverpool as top seven in your prediction. You never even put Liverpool to fight for the title last in our prediction.
Yeah.
So if you never put it and you were expecting Liverpool to go backwards, in a way now they got third. Doesn't that mean they had like a better season?
Kind of. But at the same time, you lose position, right? You lose a position where you at one point
Oh yeah, they were
has a
first at one point.
chance of literally single-handedly winning, you know, the league at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for that to not happen
Yeah.
and you kind of slip up, all thanks to, let's not mention names, right? We all know what happened in the FA Cup, right? We all know what happened. And then the
Yeah.
downfall begins.
Yeah.
So to me, it's a pretty bad slip because with the players that you have, the manager that you have,
I think they have a lot of injuries as well,
it's a
but
pretty bad
similar like
slip.
Man United at the moment we're gonna talk about. But I know Liverpool
Yeah,
and Man United had like a lot of injuries this season.
yeah, that's right. So, so for me, I feel it is like I don't know, man. I mean, I would have to say average, or perhaps the lower part of the good, the lowest of lowest part of the good, or at least the highest of average. Because with the players that they have, the quality that they have, you expect them to finish at least second.
So you're
Yeah,
saying
and they
they
finish
Chelsea had a better
third.
season than Liverpool?
Yeah,
Ah,
yes, for sure, for sure. Why not? Because Chelsea climbed spots and end up there. Liverpool dropped spots.
all right, all
So
right, all right. I mean,
yeah,
I'm okay to put Liverpool as good by end of good.
yeah,
I think that's as
yep,
best. Putting Liverpool at
yeah, yeah.
average is a crime already at that point.
Okay, all right then.
All right. So next up is Luton, which I mean, as much as I cheer for this guy, but I'm sorry, it's poor. But you know what? They put up more of a battle than any of the bottom end teams. Because why? I'm actually gonna put they are the higher of the poor ends because they have the smallest budget size squad. You know,
Mhm.
they don't have the finances to splurge as high as the other two newly promoted teams, but they put up more of a fight than what I've seen. And Brentford, I mean, I'm gonna put Luton higher than Brentford, even though yes, I know Brentford did survive more comfortably. Okay, maybe I'll just put it like this. I think this looks a bit more better. Yeah, Luton definitely did put in more effort than Burnley and Sheffield United, so I'm gonna put it there. I think you can agree with that.
Yeah, yeah, not bad.
And next up, your team. Take it away.
Oh man, come on,
Manchester United.
why me? Okay, it's either the
No,
lowest
we're
of
playing turn by
average.
turn. That's what we're doing. This is your turn.
Okay, so it's either the lowest of average or the highest of poor, right?
Really? So highest of poor or lowest of average?
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm gonna give it.
Okay, to be
Um,
fair, if we're talking about just the league, it is very poor for Man United. Only
yeah,
because
it
a
is,
lot of
it is.
people had very high hopes when the moment Man United signed Onana, having a new goalkeeper may change. Everyone had like high expectations, and then we have like new striker
Sure,
like Hoyland and stuff like
that's
that.
right.
It is it is very disappointing, you know.
Yep.
I am tempted to put poor, but I'm gonna keep it average at best because as bad as you
Hmm.
guys are not as bad as how Chelsea was last season, kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But it
yeah.
is okay. But then again, it's difficult because last season you guys finished fourth. This season you
Hmm.
guys finish eighth.
Yeah.
So, hmm, what would you say? I'll let you
Well,
decide this.
well, like I say, man, it's really, really tough. It's it's
But if you ask about
yeah, bounce.
expectation wise, it has to be poor, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah, you
mean,
know what?
your
Let's just
team,
exactly. Let's just put it as poor, man.
yeah,
Yeah,
because your
let's
team,
just put it.
like you have like the what, the highest squad budget among all, like the
Yeah, yeah,
most expensive squad. You guys spend over what, 60 million for Onana or something,
yeah,
right?
yeah. That's right.
Yeah,
That's
and
right.
yes,
Yep.
I know we can
Mounts.
understand that you guys have riddle with injuries.
Yeah.
But the fact that you guys are apparently, if I'm not mistaken, I heard the stats that uh this is like the first time that the number eight has a
Hmm.
negative goal difference despite
Yeah,
finishing
yeah.
number eight. That's
Exactly.
that's kind of bad actually.
Yeah, yeah. That's very good.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, you know what? Let's just put it as a highest foot. We'll see
Yeah.
how it goes.
Highest of four. Next up Newcastle, and I'm gonna take over this. Actually, this is where I'm actually gonna say it. Like, I know Liverpool and Man United had an injury-riddled season, but the worst one among all is Newcastle. Newcastle had the worst luck with injuries I've ever seen. And yes, they finish on the same point with Man United, 7, only by massive amount of goal difference. But I'm actually gonna put them as bottom of average because it's their first season playing in Champions League. We thought that they're gonna fall off, but we did predict them to finish somewhere around fifth, sixth, seven anyway during our prediction. I think our prediction we both put Newcastle as fifth or sixth, and they finished seventh, so it's not far off. So it's kind of what predicted, but of course injuries took a big part in them, and their season, the way they finish, is kind of average. Definitely below Chelsea because Chelsea did way better and they finished above. I would I would argue that they would be better than these Brighton and Fulham because there's no way Brighton and Fulham had a better season than Newcastle, right? So like I don't know. What would you make of it?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's true. Uh, they are like really at the lowest of good or the highest of average.
Yeah.
Because yes, as you said, the injuries and all that, all the unlucky stuff. So
Yeah. I mean you have
yeah, but for now,
Kieran Trippier going out to the fans and asking them how many injuries we got. You know
no,
it's bad if the player come up to the fans and tries to explain to a fan that you are
yeah,
struggling to win because you don't have players.
yeah, yeah, that's right. That's
I
right. I
mean,
mean, it
really, at
is.
one point of time, I think they were bringing in like young players. Who was it? Louis Miley, who is like a teenager
Yep.
because they have no players and that kid step up, which is good and all that. So yeah, like I really have to understand that they don't splurge money as much as how Man City would, even though they have the money. They could have splurged as much as how Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City did, but they didn't.
Yeah.
They are very smart and wise, and they still maintain seven. Say every season, I'll give it that best.
All right.
All right.
That's fair.
Next up is
Pretty fair.
Nottingham Forest, and you will get to put this, Mr. JB, finishing 17, just above the relegation spot. Previous season they finished 16, and this season they had like a point deducted, I believe, 4 points, I believe. But even with that 4 points, they are still going to be 17 if it's not deducted. So where will you put it? Four? I'm actually tempted to put
Ye-
it.
Yeah, definitely poor. Poor. I would definitely put him as poor. Yeah. Nothing great, nothing special.
You know what? I
Uh,
actually gonna put Nottingham Forest below Brentford here. I mean, because Nottingham Forest, I think they made a lot of signings. They make big signings as well, and
yeah,
like they have better players than Brentford. Because Brentford, I don't think they spend as much. They lose key players here and there, but
sure.
they lose Ivan Toney and all that. But Nottingham Forest, I mean, they have like I believe who the goalkeeper was like Matt Turner, Wayne Hennessy, Matt Sells. They are all like playing in national team right now. They have like defender like Nuno Tavares or Tavares, I
Yeah,
think, Nico Williams, Willie Bolly. Their midfield, they have like Morgan Gibbs White, Cheku Kuyate, their strikers, Origi, Awoni, Elanga, Hudson Odoi. I mean, this has to be better, isn't it?
yeah, definitely. Have to be better. I think the manager did a poor job, lah. I mean, looking
Yeah,
at
I
what
mean, Steve Cooper
he
did got
has.
fired, and then they bring in
Yeah,
Nuno Santo to
yeah.
recover that. And I don't know, would you see Nuno Santo keeping them up?
Uh, well, it'll be interesting because I do see some pretty decent results. When he came in. Although there are some like those controversial ones with the VAR and everything else, but yeah, but there is that glimmer of hope. So we shall see. I'll only judge when we see he's given a full season.
All right. Next up, Sheffield United, and it's my turn. I had the most easiest of job to do this.
Oh, come on,
I
come
mean, I'm sorry.
on.
Okay. Not only they finished 20th, they are the first team to concede over 100 goals in 38 games. 104 goals conceded. They were close to be fighting with the worst team in Premier League history, which is Derby County. I think they finished like what, 13, 14 points? And they finished with 16. So yes, they
Man,
yes, they beat the Derby County points, but that is a worse point for you to beat. you know? It's
yeah,
the
yeah.
lowest of lowest expectations you could ever have. So yeah, nah, enough said and done. They're there. Mr. JB, Spurs. Now this is gonna be interesting because
Hmm.
yes, we predicted Spurs to be higher for some reason that we didn't know. Maybe we were thinking Harry Kane were to stay. But this is the first season we know Harry Kane and first season under Ange Postecoglou. They finished fifth compared to last season. They finished eighth under Antonio Conte, who did really, really bad with the meltdown with Antonio Conte, if you remember. Where would you put
Yeah.
it?
Well, I would say, I mean, just looking at the table alone, I would say either the highest of good or the lowest of great.
Highest of good or lowest of great?
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep. I mean, just because they didn't have Kane, so they didn't have a proper replacement for
Yeah.
that. But at the same time, they did try to have, you know, to work with what they have. And I think Ange did quite a good job despite where they finished. Although, it's a bit disappointing that
I'll be
Aston Villa
honest.
managed
If
to.
if
Yeah.
Spurs did not have a lot of losses and capitulate in the last few games of the season, they would have
Yeah.
easily had a great season. Because
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
were
For
fourth
sure.
at one point. They were fourth at one point. The fourth were kind of like theirs to secure, and they keep on losing. And Aston Villa keep winning. and then they
Yeah,
lost.
that's right.
So that
That's right.
kind of
That's
makes
right.
me feel like, you know what, highest of good. I think it's fine because yes, they have no hurricane. First season under Ange Postecoglou. It is a new, different setup and all that. And I think, with the signings that they make and all, they were making smart signings. They signed Vicario, who like apparently everybody likes now in the
Yeah.
goalkeeper, the defender Vendeven. I think a lot
Yeah.
of people like him as well as a defender. So you know what? They make smart signings this time. So yeah, I'm okay to put it as the highest of good, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. I
For
mean,
sure.
just aging out the grade only because at that last few matches of the season, personally. Look, don't hate me. I know I'm an Arsenal fan, but hey, Mr. JB agree with me. So yeah.
Yeah.
Next up, West Ham, and I'll take the West Ham this time, who finished 9, and last season they finished 14.
That's right.
So they did a lot better. Even though I feel like I don't know why I feel like this season they did poor. I don't know why, but their position isn't as bad as what I thought it was. But David Moyes has left, I believe, and um, where do I put them? Okay, I'll be honest with you. I'm actually gonna put them in like highest of average or somewhere lower of good.
Hmm.
Like I don't know where would you put this? I have no idea. They are bang average though to me.
But they finished
Though
top
they
10,
did
right?
better than last season.
Yeah. 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 Exactly. But I don't know, man. I mean, they are in such a difficult spot. Like they want the Moyes to be out and everything else. So I don't know, man. It's, yeah,
I'm
I would
actually okay
say,
to put that the lowest of good, really, because
yeah,
they're good but not
yeah,
that good. You know, it's a
yeah,
very
yeah.
mixed feel. It's a very mixed feel.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. But I mean, I kind of have to agree with you on that. So yeah, so we'll
Yeah.
see.
Because I believe I think West Ham had like a lot of 5-0 scoreline that they lost. Like they
Hmm.
receive a lot of heavy defeats, I think,
Yeah,
this season.
yeah,
They lost
yeah,
to Arsenal 6-0 and all that. But for some reason, their points, they pick up some wins and maintaining 9 better than last season, but nowhere near in the top 8 at all. So they just kind of bang average or good at best. So yeah.
yeah.
Last up we have Wolves to finish up. um, I know it's your turn, Mr. JB, but last
Hmm.
season they finished, I think, 13, this season 14. I'm just gonna put bang average. Would that be okay with you?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I
Yeah, I
mean,
mean,
maybe
no,
higher than
actually, it's kind of
Brighton,
poor.
but yeah, maybe higher than Brighton
Nah,
because
nah.
Brighton
Actually,
fall more.
nah. Actually, it's kind of poor, right?
Kind of
How can it
poor,
be higher than Brighton? Yeah, yeah, kind of poor. I'll put them just in front of Fulham,
just in front of
just in front of Fulham.
Fulham. All right. So
Yeah,
right here. Yeah, I mean they are just one position off, and at one point in time we kind of predict them to kind of go down because they had a manager who left the club 1 week before the EPL, and then
sure.
I think it was Gary O'Neill who took over, and I think he did a pretty good job to keep the team as how it is, and
Yeah,
tried his best. But I think I'm not sure. Then I believe he got replaced as well. Oh no, wait, he's Gary O'Neill is still there. My bad. So
okay.
yeah, but 13 to 14, same number of points, bang every season. So here we are. We have come to the end of this. So, Mr. JB, if there's anything that you would like to change when you look at, is there anything?
Uh,
You know what? More disappointing. Last season we have more teams in the grade than good, but this season,
yeah,
looking at the amazing and great, it is not a lot really. I know I could make a case for Crystal Palace. Like I said, I'm tempted to put Crystal Palace as great, but it's only Oliver Glasner alone, not Roy Hodgson first half of the season,
yeah, man.
which is why it pains me not to put them higher. And then Everton, we make a case about their emotional ride and minus 12 points, 10 points, 8 points. They have like all sorts of like numbers thrown at them, but they survive, and we believe like it's a good season. Liverpool being that low. Um, I know Mr. JB is enjoying this, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for
But you
sure.
have anything to change?
Nope, nope. I think I'm happy with it.
All
Looks
right.
pretty
I
good.
mean, I'm okay with it as well because no offense, I think I think we did quite well. Aston Villa did had an amazing season. Bournemouth, many tip of them to go down, but it did exceptionally well. I think the good category looks pretty good. All of them had like a lot of difficulties, but they did well. Average, yes. Newcastle's, unfortunately, tempted to put you as good, but you know what? Average. And then poor, well, Man United. Lesser said than done. So,
Well, it
right.
is what it
So,
is.
yeah, it is what it is. So, yeah, with that, we've come to the end of our part two of our Football Focus SG podcast. If you guys do enjoy for today's episode, don't forget to show your support by pressing the like, comment down below what you guys think, and more importantly, and share and subscribe to let us know whether you agree with me and Mr. JB with this tier list maker that we have made. And until then, we'll see you next time where we get to talk more about football in general. Thank you, Mr. JB, for joining, and hope everyone enjoy your day. Take care. Now I don't know why I can't stop this. Okay.